Hi, I'm Sean. This is the second video to my 1933 Day of Decision playlist as Germany. And yeah, let's get started. Just going to pause it there. I just want to make sure I have everything in order here. Okay, so I'm looking at the economic recovery policy. And once I get that up, I need 500 units of money, which I'm not there yet. Once I get that up, as I said earlier in my previous video, I will then I'll take some money, and I will then increase the intelligence. On my economic side, I just want to see if I can build another factory. Let me just see. I'll build one in Leipzig. Put 3 in there. Sorry, it's just too many. Let me just minus it. Okay, so I got 3 in Leipzig. I'm going to also speed up the game. Oh, before I start, you can play this game with sprites like this. Okay, where you got the actual figures and the little men and everything like that. You can, you got these little pictorial sprites with the aeroplanes and the tanks and that. I don't like it. It just clutters up the screen. I much prefer, a lot of people play with it, but I much prefer the counters. It just makes everything cleaner. Alright, so let me speed this up. I'm gonna set this to very fast so that we can move through everything very quickly. It'll just update now. Okay, so I've still got there. It looks like I've still got one IC there. I will put another factory in there. I'm gonna put 3 over there. Okay, let's just see how that looks. Okay, so that's this delayed, this bottom part here. All these in red are delayed, and this one is partially delayed. But it doesn't matter. This economic recovery policy will be coming through for me, which will take away all these delays. I'm just wanting to check my map quickly to make sure I've got all the logistics wizards in here. If you watch my earlier videos, I always put in the beginning of the game. I always put logistics wizards in there, just so that it reduces my supply. I'll put these guys together. It reduces my supply, and that gives me more IC. Okay, he's in. I just want to make sure everybody's covered. Okay, yeah, it looks like everybody's covered. Okay, so let's just go. Okay, this is the SinoGerman Cooperation pack. It was a historical event that comes up. I always take it. It gives Germany. Let me just have a look at the tooltip. It gives Germany money. We give supplies and we get money for it, and rare materials. So I always think it's a good one to take. So I always take that. Another thing I must just mention with Darkest Hour is that if you have a look at these tooltips up here, they introduced a stockpile levels to the game, which wasn't in Hearts of Iron 2. So each resource has a stockpile limit. Now in the old game you could just collect resources forever. Now it's more realistic. Depends on your nation's size and how big your nation is and all these sort of things. And you can actually go, you've got a max stockpile limit, and if you go over that, then it just minuses that resource from you. It has a desired one it tries to reach, and a critical one. If it goes below the critical one, it tries to get more resources by trading, for example. So this is a realistic thing that Darkest Hour have added, one of their features. Okay, let's just keep going until we get to that recovery policy. Okay, so the Deutschland now can be deployed. This is one of the boats. So I'm just going to go and deploy that. And I'll put it over there, and then just put the 2 together. I always keep these boats. And the reason I keep these boats is because in all the scenarios you get some discounts, some free, sort of not free items, but some items, especially boats that are in divisions that are built to you, at a discount. And I always keep them. I don't get rid of them for my factories. and they also, Germany needs, you know, a lot of good navy, so I use every bit that's given to you. Okay, so my recovery policy has come through. There it is there. And this is Germany's recovery policy at the time. You get an industrial efficiency total of plus 5% and a national dissidence. Your national dissidence changed by minus 5%. And you take 500 units of money. So I'm going to take it. Then I'm going to issue currency, which gives me 800 units of money. And then I'm going to increase my intelligence spending. Like I said in the earlier video, you want to get this up to 20. It goes up to 20, and each level gets a little bit more expensive, and then it plateaus and gets a little bit cheaper. But you want to try, because the AI is constantly in this peacetime is hitting you with missions, and you want to protect yourself. You want the counter-espionage to be in the 90s, and your foreign intelligence to be much higher. So yeah, so let's get going. Let's start it. Let's carry on. Okay, so now I've got more IC from that recovery policy. So I'm going to add another 3 over there. And in Hanover, I'm going to put another 3 there. Yeah, and let me just see what the effect of there. I'm having a bit of a delay there. I will let these go into into delays. Sorry, I'll let these go into delays if I can build more factories. But I will always look for maybe 1 or 2 or maybe 3 IC spare, and then I will build a factory and let this, because these are all 1 ICs, and let 2 or 3 of these go into a delay. But if it's like going to take me 5 ICs, then this whole thing will be delayed, so I won't let it happen then. So I'll let it go for now. Okay, so my interwar seaplane has come through. Seaplane is very important in this game, especially if you've got a weak navy. This enables your navy to survive, to be able to compete. It's an undervalued item, seaplanes. They're good value for their money. I always develop seaplanes for the German Navy. One thing I must just say, just for a moment here, the Darkest Hour is introduced, and I briefly touched this earlier. They've introduced realistic distances between the provinces, sea provinces and land provinces, like Magdeburg, Lüneburg, that's 149 kilometers the distance, and 132 kilometers. This is how it is in real life. And if you look at Hanover, it's 107 kilometers from Lüneburg, and Magdeburg's 149. So you can't always go by the shape of the provinces. This is what I made some mistakes earlier, where some provinces actually look further away when they're actually closer. You've actually got to check your distances, especially for when you're using your divisions to move around the map and synchronizing your times, because it's critical. The combat is insanely detailed, and you've got to make sure that your decisions, you've got to know when your divisions are arriving at what times. This just helps you a lot, and your sea units as well. So yeah, that's just one of the things that Darkest Hour have brought in, and it's just made this game incredible. I see the diplomatic campaign. Now the diplomatic campaign, just to give you an idea of some of these events, diplomatic campaign is when you get 500 money, you can spend 500 money to influence all the nations around you, the Soviet Union, Italy, and all this sort of thing. I don't use this because you're going to go to war with them anyway, and they're all democracies. They're not going to declare war with you on now, but it's just one of the events that comes up. Another one is this conversion event. Now Germany's got a lot of energy, so you can spend 10,000 energy plus 50 money, and this will give you 1,000 rare materials. Now I'm always learning something in this game. I haven't used this a lot, but every time I've used it, it's given me rare materials. So I don't know if it gives you oil later and whatever, but it can be helpful later in the game if you are running out of rare materials, or if it does give you these other ones, you are running out of them. Because Germany's got an incredible amount of energy. So that's a very good one. The MFL, the MEFO bills is also a good one. That comes later, but you've got to have a certain minutes in your dissident less than 7. This will also increase your industrial efficiency and bring down your national descent. And then the terms of service is always around This is also determined, at least you've got to have enough supplies, but your distance needs to be less than 5%. I will use this later in the game. It's for various conscription setups, like your selective, your 1 year, 2 year conscription events. This is when you need to increase your manpower before the war starts, so that you can, you know, effectively build divisions. But it'll be later in the game and I'll use that. Okay, let's go on. Okay, new technology, the early encryption devices. Now I'm going to, if you look there on the technology side, I can't develop, this is a useful technology, but I can't develop anymore like the base. I've got to discover basic computing, but it's a 1937 tech. So I'm going to put the test research, I'm going to develop that, and I'm going to use this guy over there, and this is, I've got a blueprint for that. Even though it's a difficult tech, as you can see, it's quite difficult at the bottom. It's got a blueprint, it's a 1931 tech, and I probably be using rockets later on in the game. So let's get, I'm just going to get that one through. Converted light carrier. Right. Okay, let's go and have a look. Now I'm going to switch. I did the light carrier one, but now I can research aircraft carriers. So I'm gonna start with the aircraft carriers, and then the air carrier group has also come through. I will keep going down this carrier path. I mean this CAG carrier air group, because I want to get to the 1937, before 1937, then I'll wait a bit and discover some other text before I come back to that. I want to actually get my battleships and my aircraft carriers as quick as possible. Basic seaplanes. Alright, I'm going to carry on with the basic seaplanes, as I said. It's 1932 and it'll burn. I want to get the seaplanes as high as possible, most advanced seaplanes for my navy units. As I said, Germany's not very strong, hasn't got a very strong navy, and those help tremendously. Yeah, you see there, I just want to give you an idea, because I am fast forwarding these periods now. You'll notice that because there's nothing really happening in the game, but I'll give you an idea. Poland has failed to steal one of our blueprints, and all the countries around, France and Britain, they're sending missions against you, like trying to steal blueprints, trying to get ahead in technology. The global manipulation, just give you an idea here, I'll just give this, so the global manipulation, that increases your belligerence levels. Not such a dangerous mission to have against you, but sabotage industry and smear campaigns. This is when they disrupt your production, and this is critical. When your production is disrupted, you have like a tank division that you wanted out in August, now it's coming out in November. This, you know, so your intelligence, when they disrupt your intelligence, it's your technology, it's not so bad, you can't see it so readily. But when they start messing with your production and that, it's really, they just throw you out, especially the factories as well. These things are 5 IC, especially expensive stuff, tank divisions or stuff like that. There's 12 IC planes, 12, 16 IC, and they delay it by 3 or 4 months. This is a pain in the ass. So you want to get your intelligence as high as possible so you can thwart those missions that they have against you. Okay, so air superiority has come through. I will now switch that to the light carrier group, and I'll put this guy is number 9 in. He's okay. He covers that hardest part of it, and then he doesn't have the other text, but he's a 9, and it's a 1920 dock, so he'll burn through that quickly. I think I'm going to end there because I think it's about 20 minutes or so. I don't want the videos to be too long. I think I'm just trying to keep them at about 20 minutes. Yeah, so everything is covered. Yeah, I think I'm going to end it on that note. Until the next video, please watch my next video. It'll be up in 2 or 3 days. And if you like, let me just save this. Save. Okay. If you like this video, please share it and subscribe to my channel. And good day on you. Thanks for watching.